Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, and this is my first ever playthrough of Trials and Tribulations, and we're about to cross-examine Phoenix. Young Phoenix, who is as adorable as you would expect. As I should have expected, but I was not prepared. We failed two already, so we're gonna have to be really wary here. That guy, he was talking about Dolly, so we have established this. He for sure was talking about his girlfriend. I lost my temper and I gave him a shove, okay? At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there dead.
Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, my dear, I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever.
Yes, sir. Right now I need more info that will help me turn up some contradictions. So I feel like there's no reason not to press as much as we can in these conversations. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. What?
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper and I gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. So we have this. So we'll press this as well. I just want to say this as well. I don't condone like people fighting each other over like relationship stuff as well. But like, it's not like, I'm not surprised that like a dude shoved another dude or pushed another dude because he was insulting his girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like that sounds like a regular occurrence. Whether you agree with it or not, that just sounds like something that would naturally happen at some points. You know what I mean? Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious... Oh, okay, so this is a little bit different. Because if he starts to leave and then you push him, then there's like not even close to anything as like in terms of like a physical altercation that like justifies you pushing him, you know what I mean? If that makes sense, I don't know. Maybe I'm like, I might not know the law as much as other people do, but in my mind, that's what it would be. So he shoved him right onto the ground. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did it, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen? Right, there was nothing like that at all.
But it is possible that you merely overlooked it.
Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like a cheap, like cheap asphalt. I don't think, if I saw a severed cable, I would notice it and I would remember it because, you know, like it's something that would like stand out in a normal route that you would take any day, you know, if you saw that.
I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony witness.
So we have then, at that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. Okay, let's press it again. A loud noise. And what would you say the loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
An objection, okay. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. So, okay, so here's the thing. What we're looking here is definitely something that, like, I don't know. For me, like, I really don't think that, like, we know that he's gonna get off free, because, like, that's just how the game, like, or less, maybe he spends time in jail, I don't know. Like, but, like, I'm gonna ask for more details. I'm gonna ask for more details because I feel like this is not going to incriminate him as much as we might think. And knowing more will help us as well kind of figure out the case also. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Yeah, that's definitely a cable. Could it have been... Is it a cable or is it metal breaking? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. That was not a light shove, Phoenix. That was... He fell right into... Oh, can you imagine... Oh my god, falling on an umbrella. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was plastic. Okay, that's fine. Cheap and frail. Kind of like the... Oh, what are you doing? Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
See, that's the thing, like, I should think this out before I do anything here. We know that, like, he's telling the truth in this sense, right? Because the umbrella is broken in the picture. But is that going to be totally important to the case at hand here? Look, all we're gonna do is fail if this, we can try again. I know we already lost 2, but like, we're just getting back into the groove of things. This is it, Mia, the new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, the cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. Do you want to tell me what it is to Mia? I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
After I shoved him, he fell down on his cheap umbrella. Let's press this really quickly. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella and you were certain of this? Yeah, it was right under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it from myself. The umbrella, you mean? You were gonna take his umbrella? Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing the sweater here. It's a nice sweater. Dolly stayed up late. Oh. No, it's really nice, dude. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
Oh, my stomach. It's not what it used to be. As your personal, it's not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. So every time he says something like that, she punches him. Okay. I'm so sorry. Continue on with your testimony, witness.
A little while after I left, I started to get worried. Let's press this too. I think I want to present the picture of the umbrella because it wasn't directly under him when he... Oh my god, it wasn't directly under him in the picture, so he got back up again. He got back up again. If he says it was under him when he saw him last, and it broke as it fell on him, we have a broken umbrella in the picture, he must have gotten back up again and gotten it out from under him. After you showed the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious.
You left without even checking on Mr. Swallow's condition.
Yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. Okay, hold on one second. I want to present something here. Is it crime? Is this the picture here? Yeah, so I want to present this right now. Hold on a second. Maybe this will work. I don't know, because like, again, this is my thought process. It could be something completely different. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. He is face down with the umbrella far away from him. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Yeah. Okay, so that was our thought process. But like, I guess that was like in our face as well.
Order, order, order. The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want to present it as evidence immediately.
So here we go, owned by the victim, found broken near the electrical pole at the crime scene.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
If it was under him, it couldn't. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
But
I know this is a matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render a final judgment.
no!
So there we go. We have at least an opening. We have something that stops us from getting prosecuted, I guess.
I must say I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when it snapped. Phoenix testimony added to the court record.
Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. I was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Oh no. No. Let me guess. You have another witness?
Exactly. And the witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well,
Who is it? Oh no, is it? It's Dahlia. What? But is she gonna? How is she gonna go against Phoenix though? Like, did she see it? Did she see it happening?
Dahlia Hawthorne, you don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing.
Oh no.
That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm as shocked as the judge.
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Oh my god, Mia's so freaking cool. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. We have?
You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will, listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
April 11th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. So this is kind of crazy. Like, I wonder how this is going to, like, affect, I wonder how it's going to affect Phoenix. Because, like, he can't be too happy. Like, if she goes against us, this could be awful. You okay, my boy? Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. Oh, I don't like the way he's phrasing this. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. I am actually interested to hear this too. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse. Oh my god, they're adorable together. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side anyway. Oh, okay. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. Whoa, the day you met? She was wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this.
She gave it to you as a present? I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. That's really cute, Phoenix, but like the first day? I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Dahlia's present borrowed from Phoenix Wright, a small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Wait, what?
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that?
By the way, Mr. Wright, The day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne, 8 months ago. It wouldn't have to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What is this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder? Yeah, what?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say, and I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct?
Article from 8 of the 28th of August, I suppose? Almost 8 months ago.
Hope you don't mind.
Oh, sorry, hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Very supportive superior right here.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help with you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We better we'll all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. April 11th, 12:13 p.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 2.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
She's freaking magical. What the hell? Oh, what's with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you're ready to glow complete...
No, that's not how this works, Judge. Please. She does have amazing hair, though. What the hell? I can't believe you actually said that. The music's really good in this game, too. I think it always is, like, pretty good. Even, like, the ones that they use over and over again, they kind of create this really cool heightened emotion.
Witness, could you please state your full name?
Sweetie, you are a judge.
Don't worry, sweetie.
There's no need to be nervous. I'd be nervous if the judge is calling me sweetie.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
Jesus Christ, guys. Come on.
And I will bash them with my gavel.
I want a new judge. How do they look straight at me when they say that? Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. The butterflies hanging around her too.
Not at all.
It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. Hey! You gonna be a teacher? I just want to say, it's an honor to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine.
No, the honor is all mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Mia? What year did this take place in again? Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
Yeah, just go on and say whatever is on your mind.
I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know Feeny.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that.
She's gonna be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. I like that Mia doesn't trust her even though it seems like she's on Phoenix's side. I think that's like, you know, she's prepared for anything at this point. I really do like it.
Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
I'd been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Okay. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. I don't know if it's like a weird sign that like you're still calling, if that's his like his like nickname for you, like your couple's nickname. I don't know if that's a good sign that you're still calling him by your couple's nickname. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I never had a nickname for you know, partners, you know? They were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Oh, no, that's not what happened though. You can't lie, that's not what happened. We're pressing this for sure. The first few statements I don't think are mattered that much. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some of the students and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Oh my god, look at their design. It's actually crazy.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how the hot flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth.
But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Yes, Mia. T, you haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey. So we knew her from a past case.
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
This should be important though, right? Like, you don't want any, like, personal feelings between two people like that? It's good to see you again, Madam Fey, but I guess if they're not, like, personally related. I'm no one's grandma yet, girly. Yeah, Mia's not, like, elderly. So I think it's fine. I'd been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. I mean, yeah, like, you're a couple, of course. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building, that's true. Then suddenly Dougie collapsed. Nah, that's not what happened. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry at me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? No, there is a contradiction. There 100% is. It is a contradiction. Feeble lives are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Shut up, Payne.
Miss Fey, I will not allow you
Badger the witness? Go, sit down, Payne. I believe that the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. Sit down. Sit down.
That is, she has no supporting,
Mia's like, go on, say it. She's letting him trip up.
Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. Yeah. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will, if you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. That's fine, just let's go with it. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. I don't mean to, like, be so mean to Dahlia, because I don't know her true intentions yet. Okay, that's fine. You didn't see the moment that they pushed Dougie. Okay, so then we know that for sure. I didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. So, okay, this is bothering me a little bit as well. This kind of is bothering me, so we can press this in a moment as well. But this is bothering me more than anything, because I didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. We know for a fact that, like, they were arguing. We know for a fact there was a scuffle about you. So if you heard anything, and if you saw them together... So I'm gonna press this first of all. I'm gonna press it. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice friendly afternoon Oh yeah, you're... No. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
Mr. Judge. No, I want to go back to this one here. Can we present, is there anything, do we have a test, can we present a... Phoenix's testimony. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when it happened. Is this it, or do we defend? Yeah. This is the only thing we have of Phoenix. We can't presenting his profile won't do anything because it's just gonna be like, hey, him. I'm gonna present this, see if it works. You say you didn't hear anything unusual? Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you're really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear that noise as well? Okay, that's not what I was thinking, but okay, that makes sense as well. I was just thinking that, like, if they were looking like they were arguing, it would have made sense that, like, someone would have seen them. Like, I don't know. That's also smart. Well done, I guess.
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression, especially if you know the two of them and you know they're having a conversation. If you hear something snap, you're probably gonna look around, you're gonna pay a little bit closer of attention, you know? May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. She's got them wrapped. It's a wrap already. Look at this. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end. Okay, so the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out. Everything, and I talk about this stuff because, and I'm going to continue to talk about this, like the way that they characterize people just through their motions and few motions in sprite. Like, first of all, Pain playing with his pompadour is great, but like Dahlia, like you know, turning her head slightly, putting her hand up to her chin, acting all cute and stuff. Like, I don't know, it just like they're really good at characterizing each character and separating each character through like their few motions that they can do.
As you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia, the testimony just now. She says something that could totally change this whole case. She was listening to music, there was lightning, she didn't hear anything. She didn't hear anything, she was listening to music, there was lightning. Could he have been electrocuted by the lightning? Through his umbrella? But the umbrella's not metal, it's plastic. But it might have metal parts on it even if it is plastic, right? I'm gonna say there was lightning. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of light? Okay, we're on the same page. Great. For once, Mia, we have it.
I must admit that thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? Mia, get him. Yeah, get her. Drag him, Mia. This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. Is that really the case we're going? That's probably very hard to prove, though, right? Like, that's probably a very hard, like, idea to even, like, to prove, right? I don't know.
Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
Alright, you did it, Mia. Are we taking that not guilty now? Oh no.
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found out that there were no lightning strikes on that day at the location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to the case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence?
This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in the lab that day. Allow me to read out the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because the cable?
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable.
See, we still have the watch to fall back on if we can, like... You know, if we can look at this, I suppose.
According to the students, the cables are very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently the cables have become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
Student testimony added to the court record. The old power cable broke due to some sort of an impact on the 9th of April at 2:55 p.m.
However, there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well, Mia, can you let me in on it too?
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
I'm thinking it's either Dougie or Feeney. And like, I don't think you can say it's Dougie. Right? Because if you say it's Dougie, then it's like, it's not, he didn't cause it to fall. You know, he probably hit it with his umbrella or something, but he didn't cause it, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say Phoenix. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
Defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that?
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in with Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage, yeah. I'm not entirely sure how. I'm thinking it has something to do with the umbrella. I keep going back to the umbrella.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. That very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
The timing doesn't add up, though. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim was banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was the impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense, and then the victim was electrocuted.
Oh, her little, like, hair flip, I want to learn how to do that, like, just very simply. But my hair isn't even close to being as nice as hers. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Oh, it wasn't Dahlia, was it?
Order in the court!
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it.
Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She says some things that are a little different than I remember them. See, she's picking and choosing what she, like, how hazy it was and how much she remembers now, you know? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last... Oh my god, look at this. crocodile tears coming on here, guys.
Of course, it's all right. Just go ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally started to show her true colors. Because this would have helped Phoenix out right away, and her, like, changing her opinion of this, or changing her statement, is probably not going to help as much. The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. What? What? The first time was into the electrical pole. That was when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. What? What are you doing? But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute. What is happening?
The victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are.
Get this judge out of here.
Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
I mean, she's good. She's good at what she does. She's very good at what she does. Here we go. The truth is, Feeny... Stop. Stop this right now. Stop this. Let's fight outside. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeny. Okay. So that's why you basically lied to the court? I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge? You're talking to me now. You're talking to me now. Would you please forgive little old me? Are they doing like a...
Oh, come on, now, it's just a little old white lie. Well, forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, all right?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all.
The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. I love that Mia's seeing right through this. The first time was into the electric pole, and that's when the cable broke. You're saying that you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole. I know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when it gets... What? Phoenix is... This... Okay, I'm mad. I'm so mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. I'm...
Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched the scene unfold? What? Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop. What? I'm so sorry, guys, for like, I'm getting so into this. I'm getting so into this that I'm forgetting that I'm playing a game. I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. I think they're trying to do like a New Orleans delicate flower here with her. I think that's what they're trying to do. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both and that they would each give the fight... To give the fight their all? You want them to fight over you?
It's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
And what happened after? Are we not going to talk about this? Okay, I don't want to. I think we're just not going to get anywhere. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted was all occurred in less than a minute. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable.
Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this may be my best chance. Yeah, okay, but like... I think that's probably the most important statement here. Is that it all occurred in less than a minute. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. Well, what I would say is the reason I'd be thinking of this one here, and why I want to present something, first of all, the victim's watch stopped at the time of death. We know this was happening at around, the cable snapped at around 2:55. If we look at this here, we know his watch is way past 2:55. I'm presenting this. The worst that can happen is we fail a little bit. It's okay. That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture?
Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes. And your point is, Miss Faye?
The point is, what time is when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m.
Yeah, it was. It was 2:55. Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during that 10-minute interval? Yeah, what exactly happened, Dahlia? The defense proposes that it was during the interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. I'm sorry, but you're not getting away with this time.
This is nonsense. The real murderer?
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Oh, this is when it gets good.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Wait. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer.
Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready.
Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who is the real killer?
The only explanation we have here is this. It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh my, she's drawn so well. What?
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were we doing in that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. I agree. Mia's smarter than I am. Well done, Mia.
Order, Miss Faye. What is that to say?
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day, however. After Miss Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Oh my god.
How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge. You are...
Who's holding it? Oh no, Feeny, sit back down! Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. No, sit down, please. Sit down.
What is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. No, Phoenix! Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Leave my Dolly alone. That boy?
He's gotten himself in way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report of that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Police report added to the court record. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
You'd better take a good look at it. It It details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Huh? Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation.
Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor,
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Like, they did such a good job of making her look like she's like the most most innocent person with like a sinister thing. Like, you can see it in her eyes almost.
Don't worry, my dear, I have this situation well in hand. Go right ahead.
Wow. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying that you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin this whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this.
Oh, she's weeping.
Oh, sorry, please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. That is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl is trying to ask what her motive be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must.